reality. The digital world can suck you in, but in the end you make a lot of fake friends. Now don't get me wrong, technology is cool, but when I really think about it, I start to miss the old school. Cause back in the day we had CD players. Before smartphones we had the flip phone razor. We'd go to Blockbuster and have a movie night, and we could keep up with text cause we had T9. After school we practiced skateboard tricks with our car windows down, blasting pop punk hits, staying up late playing Super Smash Brothers. Truly those days were like no other.
Recorded live in the brand new refurbished Mandabands Studios.
Woo!
You have entered the Generation Evolution. I'm Blake.
I'm Christian.
I'm Mark.
And
Awesome.
it's the afternoon show for July 10th, 2025. We're doing two shows today. We're doing an afternoon show and a night show.
Yep.
So, but before we tell you why we're doing an afternoon show, let's actually tell you the opening song. This song literally dropped in my lap yesterday. This is Joel Binks. This is back in the day.
This is
a
good,
brand new single. And a friend of mine dropped in my lap yesterday. I'm like, I know what I'm putting one of the shows with tomorrow. I know what I'm doing. So there you go.
I can relate to this song.
It's really catchy. It's really,
Of course
catchy.
you can.
Because you're old?
Yep.
Oh. So
All right.
this is how we're going to go today.
Yep,
Huh?
exactly.
All right.
Okay, let's see if I get this to work. The thing moved around a little bit since I was setting up. Here we go.
It's amazing. It's absolutely fantastic. I love it. Well, I'm going to have to now because Sal, you're an amateur. Amateur. Damn it, you big return.
So we were going to have some fisting for you tonight. We really.
That says it all.
Let's bring out our special guest today, the leader of the Dinner Club. Dinner Club. How do we word this? Yeah, I'll put it up in a second. John, how you doing?
Hello. Thank you for having me once again.
Welcome to the studio. Welcome to the new setup. I feel like every time you come on here, it's a new setup.
Yeah, when you messaged me saying, "Oh, there's a new setup," I was thinking, again? What?
We moved over to the other side of the room, and I was able to give us more space. That's what it is. I moved
Well, it
over.
looks very good on camera.
Yes.
You know, it's been a while since I've met. I haven't seen John for a while.
Yeah, it
since
has
we're
been.
doing it.
Because usually John comes on
And-
Sunday morning. That's why.
You look at John, and I can tell you right now, he doesn't age.
No, not even a tiny bit. It's
Oh.
probably old makeup.
Fine wine. Fine wine. There you go. Fine wine.
So, I have some new tricks up my sleeve today for plugs and everything later. But first of all, it's not my run sheet. I didn't send anyone a run sheet because I'm not gonna do it. We're not gonna do it here because everyone's sitting with me. So what's the point? What's the point? So I do want to
He
have.
doesn't mess anything up.
I do want to actually talk about something that John was a part of.
Oh.
He will come on the show with. And once I'll hit this button here,
Yeah,
explain what this is all about.
yeah, I don't have any pictures in the ring yet. Basically, our band took part in a festival that happens every year, where all the bands have to perform in a wrestling ring, and there's like wrestling themed events going on, and some of the wrestling matches and things like that. I made, because our band had the Dinner Ladies, I made that Dinner Club T-shirt with no experience of graphic design. It took a bit of work to figure it out, but I got it. I got it.
Work.
And because I thought, well, we need wrestling stuff to wear to the ring, you know. So it's very cool. The belt there, though, that's because the main band are called Salt the Snail, which I think is a reference to It's Always Sunny. And basically, to pick the set list, people had to climb up while they were playing a song. They had to climb up ladders and retrieve these cardboard belts they'd made with song titles on. And then you like cashed it in, and they'd play the song.
That's funny.
actually
That's
funny.
amazing. That's
It was
absolutely
very-
incredible.
Wow.
We need to see
It
that.
was really cool. I didn't realize how bouncy a wrestling ring is. I'm trying to do my act.
We've been by rings. We understand. We've
Yes.
done pictures. We take pictures in the ring. We get it.
When there's mic stands and like musical equipment, any movement's moving this thing, and I was like, oh god, I thought everything was going to go flying, but it went fine. I even
least
did a
it was
spot where
like-
I got hit with a hammer and went off the apron.
I've seen this video.
It was-
I've seen
No,
it.
when I imagine things going flying, it's like when Tony German suplex Mercedes and the boats went flying absolutely everywhere.
That was a
That's what-
Sonic moment. That was a Sonic moment.
That's exactly what I can imagine.
I did risk everything at one point when I ripped off the dinner club shirt and threw it on the floor. I thought I don't care what's gonna happen here. I need to elbow drop my own clothes. Like, you know,
I'm very Ric Flair.
yeah, it worked.
I need this video
wait,
whenever
wait,
you get it. I need this video.
So there's one question left. How many tables were harmed during this wonderful festival?
One, right? Because
Hey!
I know I wanted to do stuff like that, but there's these two bands who play it every year, and they've got like a joke rivalry, and they have essentially a TLC match this year. So they'll play, and while they're finishing their song, the other band come out and attack them, and they take over and play their song, and it's like back and forth, you know.
That's actually
And one of them went through a table, because my original plan, I said to them, was put me through a barbed wire table. I'll do anything. And they're like, oh, I don't think the insurance will allow us to do
Wow.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think the insurance says hell no.
that." Yeah, I was willing to do anything they wanted.
Next year they'll be inside a cage.
Oh my god, that's the only thing they haven't done yet, I think. Oh my god.
The ideas are storming.
Like
Yeah.
I said, Don, you have to get these pictures and videos, and then you come back on the show, and we'll go through them. Because that would be so much fun.
I will. So, lots of people were taking photos. I just need to get them, and there was an official.
Come back on here, and we'll literally sit and do a whole like segment with you talking about
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
It's like a whole fucking show. A literally gonna be a whole
yeah,
show.
yeah.
I'd be up for that. It'll help us get booked again next year.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
There you go.
And use the video.
Put them
for
on the
us.
show. Put them
I'll,
on the show.
I'll send you the videos. You can use it for stuff. There you go.
Hell yeah.
No, that's the computer part is all being recorded. You can use it. so
I'm into it.
all right. All right, hand.
It just everything because the screen is right in front of me now. It just I'm scrolling up and down, going to pick.
Sorry, his ADD's going
My
crazy 'cause-
ADD because he's like scrolling what to put on the screen next,
yeah.
and all I see is just.
The problem is I have like different screens here. 'Cause I have this to jump up here, and then I'm jumping off of this, coming back to this screen. Then I have the QR code screen because I'm putting this up here so they can scan this and get to the band. So like,
I just thought of something that I don't know if I told you or not. Actually, I had to be the ring announcer as well for the main event.
oh, you did tell, I think you told me that. You told me that. Yes.
Yeah, that was terrifying. But I put in a few little gags about. Well, I had to make fun of Triple H and stuff, so I threw in some gags.
You have to get this video and pictures done. Everyone everything. It just sounds like so much fun to go through. It's really bad.
That was the scariest bit. Performing was fine. It was doing the ring announcing because it's quiet and everyone's looking at you. And it's like,
Oh,
oh,
man, that's
God, I've got the mic in my hand. I've never spoke on a mic.
You do this, but you do this. That's the difference. Like,
Yeah, that's different. I mean, in a in an well, it's not an arena really, but a venue.
well, the funny part is you're talking in the video on that you play on top of the show, so it's weird. you talk there.
It's different.
You're gonna say something?
I was gonna say, since he's a ring announcer, he's got to practice his announcer voice.
I think I had quite a good voice.
You gotta get this stuff first. That'd be so much fun
Yeah.
to go through.
I will. I mean, I was tempted to just do my Tony Storm impression because the promo for the event is what I did, but I was like, no, I can't do that the whole night. So I've got to drop that.
You'll lose your voice probably doing that. So, all right. That being said, let's get into things before we get into AEW All In, which is the main reason we are here. I got some news and notes we have to get through. Some I specifically saved for this show, knowing John was here because it's not WWE related. It's New Japan and stuff like that. So,
Hey.
and we'll just say, so if you were watching this, we're going to put this up as soon as we can today. If you are looking for a preview of Saturday's main event and the NXT Great American Bash, that will go up probably at our normal like midnight show tonight. We're doing that live tonight in our normal time slot. So that's the important part. And then Sunday we're going to be previewing WWE Evolution live with me. So that'll be on the time. The part of the show today is obviously just going to be All In a little later in the show. But before we get to that, when we last left you last Thursday, we took off Sunday for the holiday
Last time
weekend.
on Glee.
Pretty much. Actually, sorry, you just promoted, you just said it. But the Glee podcast, the Glee podcast I listen to, is actually ending soon. They only have three. They only have 3 episodes left. They have 3 episodes left. They're almost done. They're almost done with the show. Like I was stunned. I'm like, we only have 3 episodes left. So anyway, back to this. The last episode we were talking about the G1 and all the kind of stuff, and we have a bunch of announcements concerning the G1, which starts in 2 weeks. So let's go through these announcements. We have an injury announcement because when we last left you, Hiroki Goto lost the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship back to Zack Sabre Jr. on a random Japanese-only show, and I have no idea if it's even on New Japan World yet, because it wasn't as of last week. But we have news about Hiroki Goto. He is no longer in the G1. He has an elbow injury, and he was pulled from the G1.
Oh,
so that is a big deal. That's part of the reason probably they had to drop the belt. So that broke literally, I think, a couple of hours after our show dropped last week. So
only if it was a couple hours sooner.
Actually, it was one of those things where it dropped Friday morning. Our show drops at midnight, that kind of thing. That's what I meant by a couple hours. But so this is breaking. This broke last week. So this is why he dropped the title. He is no longer in the G1. They had to pull it from the A block, and we'll discuss who's in that spot in a minute. The other news, we had play-in matches happening, and Don Fale, who is Bad Luck Fale, for those who haven't been following along, he changed his name to Don Fale, and then joined up the new non-Bullet Club House of Torture.
It's confusing, isn't it?
House of Bullshit.
Trust me, I'm not happy about this new House of Torture function. I'm not happy about it.
Just call him the House of Bullshit.
So Don Fale, he pulled it out of the play-in tournament to get into the G1 due to personal reasons. No one seems to know why. No one's asking why. I don't really blame them for not asking, but that's important. I'm happy about that because I don't want to deal with Don Fale in the G1 again. I don't want to deal with it again. The last time Bad Luck Fale was in the G1, I wanted to throw something at the TV because it was so bad. Because it was so bad. And this was just Bullet Club Bad Luck Fale. It was just normal, and it was awful. The matches were bad.
And that was him at his best.
Hey.
Maybe someone talked to him.
Who the fuck wants to talk to him?
I barely want to. I guarantee people in the staff don't want to talk to him. Maybe Chase Owens, the bad hit.
There you go.
Anyway, so the results of the play-in matches in the A block. We have Callum Newman and Raleigh Oya. They are now in the A block. Drill Maloney and Yoshihashi, that surprised me, are in the B block. And replacing Goto in the A block is Taichi, who won a last chance gauntlet match. All the losers of the play-in matches got into a gauntlet match, and the winner of that got into the G1.
So were these the 4 mysteries at the end?
Yes. These are the 4 we were originally talking about. The first play-in match was the one we originally talked about.
That I kept on asking about?
Yeah, and I didn't have results until the 4th of July. The match happened on the last 2 matches happened on the 4th of July. So not much I had to wait. and then there's the A block. The replacement for Goto is Taichi. So we'll do a full preview of the blocks of the G1 next week. But I do have the updated blocks here for everybody. Let me get them up on the screen here. There is our updated blocks for the G1 this year.
I thought that just said bootleg.
So we will do
the first one. It's
Oleg.
I heard it as bootleg.
Unfortunately, I do want to know who keeps putting Evil in the A block, but whatever. I really want to do Evil freaking Sonata matches. I'm like, come on now, put them in the B block, so I don't have to pay attention.
You really hate Evil, don't you?
I can't stand the guy.
Wait, here you go. This is for him.
I really can't stand the guy. The one thing I will say, I think what's happened? Oh, you hit the echo.
Oh, my bad.
You hit the echo. Let me lower that. There we go. There we go. He got so excited to press that button, he hit the echo button on the soundboard.
Also, move over.
Yeah, you're out of the frame.
You're cut off the frame.
I keep moving over.
There's plenty of room here. There's so much room. There you go.
Your hatred of Evil is quite funny because tomorrow, my friend is visiting me from China, and because he's in China, he often goes to Japan to watch, New Japan shows live. And he is the first person I ever knew who was like, Evil's the worst. I hate him. I can't stand it.
Rich fan, friend of the show. Back when Evil and Sonata were together, adopted them as like his adopted sons for the longest time. He had to publicly on one of his shows say, Evil is no longer my son. I'm not. He had to actually do that on one of his podcasts.
Amazing.
He's not happy with him. He's disowning him as he's settling. He actually had to do this. Like,
But
I feel weird because I don't mind him. He's okay.
but Sonata still sends him.
but I had the fact that because of the title change, ZSJ is over in the B block, the champs in the B block, which is weird. And like all the really good matches are in the B block this year because you got like ZSJ, Takeshita, you got Taki, you got Uno, you got Red Narita, Kid, El Fantasma. They're all in the B block. It's weird.
I like the way you conveniently missed out Great Okan there.
I was jokingly gonna bring him up too. You beat me.
I don't
to it.
mind Great Okan, but it's like Yoshihashi. He's really there to lose. That's why he's
And
here.
Great Okan.
I don't mind Great Okan. I actually don't
And
mind
then
the
in
guy.
the A block we have his favorite wrestler Evil, and then we have David Finlay, and then we have Sonata, and that's literally, and then Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Yeah, the B block is so much more stacked than the A block. It's just weird.
Yeah.
Taichi, I know it's a name, but it sounds like that's a restaurant name in Japan.
And we'll get more into this on next
You
Thursday
want to go to
show.
Taichi with me? Let's go.
Yeah, next Thursday. I gotta sit and go through the schedule still. I did the entire schedule with all the matches. But one thing I'll give New Japan credit for. When they did the G1, they released the entire schedule with all the matches.
Oh yeah.
Every single solitary match has already been announced. Like everything's been announced and it's scheduled out. And I already put the whole schedule on my calendar. And we're on vacation for like 5 of the shows. I'm like, God damn it! Why does this happen every year? This happens every year.
God damn it, every year.
At least it's not like last year where I was watching the G1 final at the Peloton studio between classes last year. Watching one get spoiled, and I'm sitting there on my phone watching the G1 fucking final in the Peloton studio, having a bagel. Like that was last year.
Giving everyone a bad impression. You're meant to be dedicated.
That is the most wrestling dad thing I think I've ever heard come out of your mouth. Watching the G1 at a Peloton studio while eating a bagel. That is the most used sentence I think I've ever heard.
It was a delicious bacon, egg, and cheese everything bagel. Just right out there.
You gotta
Because
get
there's a
that
fantastic bagel place like 2 blocks away from the Peloton studio that everyone goes to. So it's a fantastic bagel place. But anyway,
again, that's the most used sentence. That's amazing.
So now
Highlight of the night, folks.
So now through this whole thing, my thing is, who's gonna take out Zack Sabre Jr.?
like I said, next week we'll go through
Himself.
the G1. I have to sit and go through them and see the matchups and what matches to look forward to. We'll talk more about it. I've never done a full actual preview of the G1 because usually Sal's here. We have to talk 5 seconds about it and move on. Next week we'll actually be able to sit and actually talk about it more.
I know it's going to be Jack Knife Senior.
There are times you just let a joke sit there. You just let a joke sit there.
Okay.
All right. So we started a thing. I started doing this last week. Actually, on the Sunday show, me and Christian went to go look at how the new WWE wrestlers who were released are doing on the indies. And so this week we have 2 matches I'd like to bring up here. One from Prestige Wrestling, one from GCW.
Oh, I know the GCW one because I'm looking forward to that.
Second, but here is the Prestige Wrestling match that's happening. It's a women's tag match. It is the Inspiration taking on Elena Black and Bea Priestley, the team I'm now calling Team OnlyFans.
Holy shit! We have the Inspiration versus OnlyFans.
So this actually is actually really good. There's rumors going around that the Inspiration might be at Evolution on Sunday. So
That is the
around.
Iconic, correct?
Yes, the Iconic.
Yes.
The Inspiration.
Who's who again?
Cassie Lee and Cassie Lee would be. I forgot the hell which one was which.
Billy Kay.
Cassie Lee's on the right.
Peyton Royce, and Billy Kay.
Billy Kay looks so much more different.
Yeah, and you know what? I watched them wrestle on TNA recently, and they had done, despite the fact they were gone for like 2 years because they had 2 kids and everything. They look fantastic in the ring. They look great in the ring. So I gave them both. They're actually going to the tag team titles at the anniversary on the 20th. So we'll talk about that obviously on the Sunday show on the 20th.
So fans only, team fans only.
There you go.
Team fans only.
So, and then the other match that John is extremely excited about happening on GCW, it is the Battle of the Indie Gods. It is Matt Cardona taking on Shotzi.
Wow.
Oh, jeez.
This match has been hyped up for weeks. This match has literally been on social media hyped up for weeks. John, you're excited.
That's
Go
gonna
for
be
it.
a good match.
I'm super excited because you know me. I don't watch much WWE, right? So I haven't got to see Shotzi for years, right? Bar 1 or 2 matches I've seen. So I'm like, oh my god, she's back. I've got her back finally, and she's up against Matt Cardona. This is going to be full of shenanigans.
Mother, do you want-
Shenanigans.
Have you actually seen her interview with
Shenanigans.
CBB?
That needs to be a fucking sound effect. Shenanigans.
Yeah, you seen her interview on CBB yet, by the way?
Yes, yes, yes,
It's
yes.
great. Isn't that a great interview? Wasn't that a great interview? Like,
I've always loved her. She's great. I can't criticize WWE because what I know, they treated her quite well, didn't they? They didn't
they did good
make her
by
look
her.
stupid or anything.
And they got the tank for her and everything. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
I give them credit.
Because
Yeah,
she
now-
did have the tank.
Plot twist. That's the tank's actually at her house. She
Actually,
got it
no.
herself.
Actually, no. The tank was her tank.
Yeah, because she did have it on the indies, but because of the size of the tank, she only really used it a couple of times because she's like, I can't take that with me.
Just cruise that shit down the
So the
highway. You'll be
WWE
fine.
Actually, no. Let me tell the story here. There's actually a story behind this. For real. She actually had it shipped to the Dub Performance Center for them to actually take hers and make it the extended one that we saw on television for years.
Yeah.
And they actually did. She said that they only tapped out about 15 miles an hour on the road. So she did say that. So to go with your joke, she actually did say that because Chris asked her, and it tapped out at 15 miles an hour.
Yeah, just cruise that bitch. Just cruise that bitch down the highway. You'll be fine.
I know
You get
who
pulled
I'm,
over. I don't know how you're gonna do then. Just shoot him with the bullet at this point. I don't know.
I know who I'm backing
So Shotzi.
without a doubt.
I don't mind Macaroni, but that match is gonna be fun.
I like her having.
what
She's
is
got that
Brendan-
cast
and
on
what
her arm.
If
Yeah.
I wasn't already watching 4 wrestling shows this weekend and I'm paying for the AEW show, I'd find time for the AEW show. I just don't have enough time this weekend to watch it. I don't have enough time.
Yeah, I'm gonna struggle as well. Actually, that's a good point. Although I currently
Look at it all
subscribe
in.
to Triller, so I get it for free, kind of.
We'll
Well, not
talk
for free,
about
but
All In in a minute. Talk about All In a minute, but at least the time slot's good for you, and we'll get there in a minute. You know what I mean?
oh, that's a good point. I hadn't considered that because my friend is coming over and we're gonna watch it together. So,
But it's 2 p.m. our time.
yeah.
All In.
Oh,
We'll talk about that
hang
in a
on.
few minutes. So before we get to All In, I'm going to move this up here so we can get this out of the way. Our question of the week last week, Dad. Our question of the week last week was tied in with the 4th of July. It was who was the most patriotic wrestler. It was a gimmick thing last week. We don't have to do it because nobody answered it. It was just for us to have a little fun on the 4th of July week. It was just for us to have a little bit of fun.
Actually, ask him real quick. I want to know. I want to. John.
John, most patriotic wrestler off the top of your head.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
There you go. Hashtag Jim Duggan.
I was gonna say.
Yeah,
I was gonna say Mr. America.
that's funny. That's
Oh,
funny. This all came up because of Sam Roberts brought this up on his show right before the 4th of July.
I made the joke that it's Cody Rhodes.
See, my was
Fantastic.
Kurt Angle, so like I'm not mad because Kurt Angle was the first thing in the mind. So
I'm trying to think it like who would be it for me for my I mean you've got like the British Bulldog,
yeah,
but his character's not paid. He just sort of wears the. I don't think we've got anyone because then you've got like say for England specifically we had like William Regal, but then he's not
I would
really.
tell William Regal because of everything he did. He actually represented really well. In the
Yeah.
Blackpool thing, we had the Blackpool Combat Club.
Yeah, and I go to Blackpool all the time, so I thought it was hilarious.
Well, that's right, obviously. But the Blackpool Combat Club in the Blackpool thing is William Regal, which I was always hysterical. They kept the name when he went back to WWE. That was funny.
I like that. It's like in his honor, you know.
So our question of the week this week, I love getting these little graphics. Mandy sent this one to me, so I'm like, I figured, what the hell not? Bring this graphic up here, and make your breakfast. Pick one from each row and make your breakfast. Whoever wants to start can go right ahead.
I'll go first.
Go for it.
I'm gonna take chocolate chip pancakes, bacon, bleh, hash browns, and apple juice. Thank you very much.
Fair enough.
Actually, it's gonna be bacon, 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 and bacon. There you
I knew you
go.
were going to say that.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to say that.
Bacon and Canadian bacon. There you go.
What did I actually say in the text thread that I had to say? Because I actually had a text thread with this because it was in our group chat. It was actually in our friend group chat, and I'm like, I'm doing this for the show. What did I say on that? Let me get it off on my phone here. Oh yeah. I said where'd it go? I had it. There we go. I said chocolate chip. Actually, I think I said the same. No, I said toast there because I did like I think of toast.
Hey,
I think I know the
I'm
difference from yours was I said toast instead of hash browns. So I said
You
chocolate
guys-
chip
you guys
pancakes,
continue, I'll
bacon,
be right
toast,
back.
apple juice. So John, what about you?
Okay, I'd go buttermilk pancakes
Okay.
because I want to have then eggs, and I think like that would be a bit weird with the others. And also I'm a vegetarian, so I can't have anything else on the second line.
Fair enough.
And then hash browns because that goes well with the pancakes and the eggs. And then coffee, because I'm obsessed with coffee, even though I have ADHD. So stimulants don't actually work on me.
I tried to figure out what's that weird mug they have the coffee in here. It's weird. It's weird.
It's like a mason jar, isn't it?
That's weird. 'Cause
Yeah.
he has cups like that in his cabinet, but he uses it for like chocolate milk. It's weird.
Yeah, would
Dad,
coffee not break that? It'd be
I
hot.
don't know. Dad, not in the frame, but what about you?
Let's see now.
I'm gonna move over into the frame so people can see you.
How about we do eggs, bacon,
Let's say one per row. One
Canadian,
per row.
one per
One
row?
per row. That's the whole. It literally says
Yeah.
on the top, one per row.
I'm the exception to the rule.
No, you're not, because you already made that joke before he left to run upstairs.
Okay. I'm gonna go with eggs, and then hash browns, and then Canadian bacon.
He is not. It's like Ray Brzezinski over on Puck Soup. Does not follow the rules at all.
Play by
And
your
then
own
going-
rules. You're a renegade.
And then coffee.
Yeah, there's a joke over on Puck Soup on the I'm pitching on the Patreon side that I'm a subscriber to. That Ray Brzezinski, who I love, Ray Brzezinski, he's a big wrestling fan. I love the guy, but he never ever understands the rules to any of their games. Never ever, and he has to over explain the rules to him after they're playing already. After they're already playing.
Brilliant.
So the guy is my age, so it's not like I can't even make fun of him. He's literally my age, so it's not like I can make fun of him for being old or anything I can do with him. Because he's literally my age, so like it's weird.
He's doing it deliberately to mess with you.
Well, actually, since Christian ran upstairs and we don't want to start the All In preview until he gets back, let's do this. Let's jump around here a little bit, and we'll do this.
Jump around.
Let's do this. Let's do the 7 wrestlers theory with John. And the difference is I actually prepared him and sent him the questions to make sure it wasn't flubbing, because I did that to us and I realized that was a terrible idea. So I did send it to him in advance.
No, thank you, because when I sat down to think about it, I actually did have to really think. I struggled.
So since Christian's not here to read it, I'll read these off. The 7 wrestlers theory, the one we've been answering on this show. We're going to have our guest answer this from here on out. Number 1, the one that made you fall in love with wrestling. Number 2, your favorite wrestler, newest favorite wrestler. Number 3, the one that always makes you smile. Number 4, your comfort wrestler. Number 5, the one you miss the most. Number 6, the one you'd protect with your whole life. And number 7, the one you're rooting for the most. John, take it.
Right. Okay. So the one who made me fall in love with wrestling. It's controversial, I suppose, these days, because we're not supposed to really talk about him, and it's the most obvious choice. But it's Hulk Hogan. I was a Hulkamaniac. He was the big deal. He was still. I mean, I was technically, it was after his heyday, the height of Hulkamania, but it was still a big thing. Yes, it was a big thing for ages. So late 80s, early 90s, it was still a big deal. So I was a huge Hulk Hogan fan. As soon as I saw him, I loved him. The less said about him now, the better. we won't go there. Your newest favorite wrestler, I found quite hard, because I decided when it's newest favorite wrestler, I was like, okay, well, it's got to be ones I've only just discovered recently, and by recently, I meant the last year.
Sorry, Christian just went and got lunch when he was upstairs.
I respect that.
Or our last show we were having dinner last week. We were having dinner in the middle of the show last week.
I sometimes run away to get a drink. It's fine.
Sorry, I'm had just bathroom. I'm hungry.
So newest favorite wrestler. I've technically cheated. I've picked a tag team, and I know you're not. I know you don't particularly love them. It's the Outrunners.
Yeah, I give the Outrunners some credit. Their
There you
match on
go.
Collision was
There you
actually
go.
really good last week.
It was a
FTR.
really
It was
good match.
It was really good. I can't argue that.
And I'm just so into the gimmick. I just love it because it's making fun of that era of the Hulk Hogans that I just talked about. But making fun with love, though. Making fun not in a nasty way, which I always like. Or if you want me to pick one wrestler, I could pick. There's a local guy called Scott Oberman.
Fair enough.
People look him up. He's really, really good. He's quite new. He's only been wrestling a few years, but he's already got presence.
Fair enough.
The one that always makes you smile. I'm going with the cutest wrestler in the world. It's Maki Ito.
Of course it is.
Of course it is. I'm obsessed with Maki. She's one of my favorites ever. She can do anything on a spot. Every time she tries to do a headbutt and misses it, she misses it like 99% of the time. It's funny every time, even though you know she's gonna miss.
I was gonna go extremely dark. Continue.
I
I was gonna say everything she does is cute. Bang.
Oh.
Anyway, continue.
Your comfort wrestler. This one was hard because I thought, well, I've got to go old school. And someone who not only did I like as a kid, but has continued to appeal to me, probably more so over the years. I'm going with the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Ooh, I like that one. I like that one. Okay.
Because one of my favorites of all time, but also you can just sort of have fun with your friends, like, you know, doing impressions of him. I dressed as him once. I did a cosplay. I made it all by hand and everything.
Not surprised at all. Right.
I grew a beard. I grew a beard just to do it. So yeah, it's got to be Randy. But then that led to the next problem, the one you missed the most, because that'd be Randy, right? Because he's my comfort wrestler. So I was like, well, I can't just say Randy twice. I had to go with another obvious choice. I went with Owen Hart because I loved Owen. I liked Owen more than Brett when I was a kid. I think because Owen appealed to me more as a kid because he was always having a bit more fun than Brett. You know, he was always like a little horrible heel, and I loved the horrible heels. I was other than Hulk Hogan, I was a nasty child. I think I liked the Undertaker. He was terrifying at the beginning. And then number 6, the one you protect with your whole life. I reckon, Blake, you'll know who I'm going to pick.
Go for it.
On my screen, she's right next to my face. It's the one, the only. It's timeless Tony Storm.
There you go.
Who is just. I mean, I already loved wrestling, but she's just made me love it on another level.
We'll get more into Tony in a little while. I have a video.
She's so
Chin up. It's out.
It's nuts to me as well because when she was the Rocker Tony, I didn't like her that much. I was like, oh well, she's okay. I didn't like the gimmick. I was like, it's a bit cheesy. It's a bit stereotypical.
But did you find it entertaining that she brought it back while she was
the timeless Tony Storm Robot Rocker? Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that weirdly, that retroactively made me like Rocker Tony. It's weird. She's a genius how she's pulled that off. So I would protect her. She's just the most perfect human being walking the planet. Although she doesn't need me. She's got Luther, so the best butler of all. And the one you're rooting for the most was even harder than any of the other categories. So I decided to simplify it by going with someone who has faced a bit of difficulty lately through injury. So I've chosen Ali Catch.
Oh,
because you know I love her, and you know she's going through a rough time with that injury. Was really bad, and it came at a bad time as well. It was like when she was really on a roll. So I just hope she gets back in action as soon as possible and is safe and well and everything. And I'll throw in an honorable mention in this category for local woman Harley Hudson, because now she's randomly in TNA, and I never saw that coming.
Yes, she is. I saw her recently,
and I hope we still get to see her. I hope we haven't lost her.
Well, TNA only tapes once a month, so you're fine.
Yeah, hopefully.
So, all right, there you go, John. That was fun. That was actually a lot of fun. I like that game. Not gonna lie, I really like that.
Good.
So, oh, sorry. This has something from the schedules are starting to come out for school, and I thought that was actually the one I was looking for, and it wasn't.
Oh, you're not the cream of the crop.
No, I'm waiting for that. No, I'm waiting for his cross-country schedule to drop. I'm waiting for his cross-country schedule to drop. Anyway, let's get into All In. That is this Saturday afternoon. It's actually the first show of the day. Oh, well, technically NXT and AEW at the same time, but okay. Let's be honest. This is going to happen in this house this weekend. Right here, because on the night show tonight, I'm not going to do it again. So here's how we're doing this. We're watching All In live because there's so many matches on here I don't want to miss. We're going to watch All In live because it's going to be a nice change of pace. You're not falling asleep in the middle of the main event of All In of a AEW pay-per-view. So we nice change of pace.
You always fall asleep midway through the show.
I always do.
Well, as much as I like it, it doesn't help that they're like 6 hours long.
I know. So like this show is going to be like about 45 hours. So it's a nice 2 p.m. start time for us. And
I mean, shit. It was pretty much the original WrestleMania was God knows one whole night.
But still, like this is going to be a crazy afternoon. And then here's the best part. WWE, but we learned we watched the last WWE PLE in a hotel room for his birthday weekend. If you wait a little bit, the shows go up commercial free at a certain tier. So after All In, we could then jump over to the NXT show, watch that completely commercial free, and then watch the Saturday Night's Main Event either on DVR or on Peacock. Also, either fast forward to commercials or commercial free.
Genius.
So that's how we're doing this on Saturday, and then Sunday's obviously Evolution. But that is the plan for Saturday.
And by the time we get to
the main event of Goldberg and Gunther, I'm going to be fucking high off a kite. But by the time we get there, but
I'm looking forward for that, man.
But yeah, we'll talk about that tonight. But let's talk about All In. Okay, as we were obviously recording this on Thursday afternoon, for those who are listening to this after Collision, we are doing this before the final Collision. So if they announce any more matches tonight, we don't know. So I expect them to announce 15 more matches tonight, probably all the show.
I was going to say the same joke. Damn it!
I make that joke every
You
time.
beat me to it. Put the intro up. Part of his intro, it's in there.
I make that joke every time. But and the other one I will say, I saw something on Twitter last night that, God damn it, the fucking the fuck's his name from the Costco guys? Apparently they're gonna be on the pre-show.
Are you talking about fucking
AJ?
Big Boom AJ apparently is counting someone from the Don Callis family on the pre-show.
But is the Rizzler back?
I don't give a fuck.
No!
I want
No!
I never wanted to put the child so much. I never wanted to put the child so much.
Punch the fucking kid.
That's the thing. I don't mind Big Boom AJ. It's just the Rizzler.
Punching his head off.
So that's on the
Kill Randy
on the
Orton.
pre-show. I don't know anything else, and that's all I've heard rumors about. But guaranteed there'll be some Ring of Honor shit or something going on that nobody cares about.
You mean like 55?
Actually, no, Ring of Honor actually has a show tomorrow night. Head to head with SmackDown. That barely exists in my opinion, so that's happening.
Honor?
Yeah, it barely exists, and it's happening head to head with SmackDown, which is on Honor Club, which is a whole different thing. I'm not even getting into that. But anyway, All In. There's no pre-show matches officially announced, and we actually only have 8 matches announced. And I think there's a trios match that's announced that hasn't been initially announced yet. I think it's the Ops versus the Death Riders, but I don't think they've decided who in the Death Riders is having the match yet.
So in the Death Riders, it's gonna be Maria Shafir, it's gonna be Wheeler, it's gonna be the Dog, and it's gonna be the Claudio. There you go. There's the
Well, I
team for
figured
you.
Pac is going to come back and fly
Does
in.
he finally have
fly-
street clothes?
Oh, damn it! You took my joke. You took my joke.
That's always been my joke. Does he finally get the street DLC pack?
Because my whole thing is he's literally going to fly in, only wearing tights, and do his match, and then fly back out. That's what he's going to do. He won't be on Dynamite on Wednesday.
I kind of love that he insists on wearing the tights. Like everyone else is wearing normal clothes, and he's like, no, I'm not doing that.
Look, actually, there's always the thing. You're always ready. You're always battle ready for that point.
That's Matt Cardona.
Exactly.
That's Matt Cardona's gimmick.
Shit, I'm stealing gimmicks. My bad. My bad. Don't come after me. My bad.
No, you can know throw in there Gabe Kidd.
All right, let's move on to the casino gauntlet matches, because we have 2 matches, and I actually had a theory of a Gabe Kidd. We'll get to that in a minute. But the women's casino gauntlet match, they've only announced Chris Statlander and Megan Bayne as the 1 and 2 entries so far. I expect a shit ton of people in this match.
Okay, I'm gonna start asking this question every time there's the casino gauntlet. How many people do you think are gonna be able in the match before the pin happens?
Oh, that's a great question, actually. That's a great question.
I'm gonna start asking it every time.
That's a great question. I'm gonna go with 12.
So pretty much like the last year's men. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 12.
John?
I think
for the women.
if the card doesn't add loads more matches, they're going to want to pad for time. I'm going to say 15.
Okay, 15 women. And Dad, what do you think?
8.
8?
Whoa.
Okay, all right.
I'm gonna go with a solid 13 straight in the middle.
Ooh. Oh, and usually we go odd numbers usually.
And the only reason I'm going for odd, because the 13 entry is gonna be someone big.
Fair enough.
That's a good point. Yeah. The only problem with this is though we can't really predict who's going to win because we only know these 2, and I'm assuming neither of them are going to win. I assume.
My thought process during Dynamite this week was have Tekla win the 4-way. And have her be number 2.
Is Britt Baker on the company anymore?
From what I've heard, she's no longer with the company, but TK hasn't confirmed it.
Okay.
Well, the other day TK actually said, "Oh no, we've never talked about her leaving," which could just be nonsense. But you know,
I mean, that could be nonsense, but also this could be maybe her last match.
Maybe
she can make one more appearance and then go.
Supposedly,
and go back to dentistry.
Supposedly, because of the injury clause, the earliest they say that she could leave the company is 2026.
Allegedly, unless they buy her contract out. This is completely possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but like my thought was like I actually was hoping that Megan Dane would not be number 2. It coming a little later, like she did last year. Because this year, at least, when she comes out in the gauntlet match, people actually know who she is. Unlike last year, when nobody knew who she was. At least this year, people know who she is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, last year, I was the only person going, "Yay!"
Yeah, well, you were the only one, but you're the only. But like
John's,
Tekla,
yay! Everyone's like, who?
Yeah, who are you talking about?
Here, and I think we would have had a good time. But they're obsessed with having Statlander and Megan Payne and ring together. So that's why we're doing this.
They're great together. It's just save it. You know, you don't have to throw it at us every 5 seconds. Yeah.
But
That's what she said.
Nah.
There it is. But yeah, it's hard to predict this one. That's why I put it first, because there's really not a whole lot that they hear. So,
But with the men's though,
men one, we have people. And before we even get to what they've announced, I have a video from Dynamite this week. If I can get my scroll here. There you go. Get my scroll to go down. There it is.
The casino golden man Saturday night. Damn it, MJF, I got just what I needed from you, man. I knew you was gonna say something stupid that was gonna fire me up, and now it is a certainty. It is a certainty I will win this casino golden match in Texas and all in on Saturday night. MJF, I'm gonna kill your ass. You curly head son of a bitch.
I love how Renee just
I
gave up.
was gonna say, Renee looking like that's Renee, right?
That was Renee. She just
Renee's
gave
like,
up.
what the fuck just happened? I thought John was the more difficult one. I thought John was the more difficult one.
I speak Mark Briscoe.
That's
Do you?
scary.
Yes.
That is scary.
What he's saying is,
No.
I'm going to
wait.
kick.
No.
No.
I'm gonna add a joke. Mark said,
Mark said, I'm going to kick
It's ironic for
MJF's
Mark to say that.
ass because he talked some shit about me. That was it.
Also,
no,
Put the devil's kisses going on.
or Amatanga. There you go.
That was his best promo. I think he's done in AEW.
You know what's funny? Mark spoke for Mark.
It was too damn funny. I thought it was
The casino golden man Saturday night. Damn it, MJF, I got just what I needed from you, man. I knew you was gonna say something stupid that was gonna fire me up, and now it is a certainty. It is a certainty I will win this casino golden match in Texas and all in on Saturday night. MJF, I'm gonna kill your ass. You curly head son of a bitch.
Absolutely amazing. Oh my god. Did you hear what MJF said?
I did.
rile him up?
I'll say it. MJF did say, after praising Jay Briscoe up and down, and I thought it was actually a fantastic fake out, by the way. And a lot of people hated it. I thought it was a great fake out.
I loved it.
And then he goes and says, if Jay was here, he would tell you he's disappointed in you. And chicken, I wish it wasn't me that died, it was you. He actually said that to his face. I was stunned.
I know MJF says controversial stuff, but that was wild.
That comment was, I mean, if you talk about
They
a
always
low
do
blow, that's a low blow.
It's a great line. Like,
I mean, that also reminds me of when it was the Darby story where the wrong man died that night.
well, Mandy made it perfectly. I know there had to be permission to that line, but that was still crazy.
Yes.
That was still nuts.
Unless Mark came up with it himself and said, "Oh, I'll tell you
It's
what, say
still
this to me."
a crazy line.
Yes.
It's still crazy. Anyway, so the men's casino gauntlet match: Mark Briscoe, number 1 entrant, number 200 MJF. The announced entrance
And
so
it's somewhere
far,
in between.
and the announced entrance so far: the Ring of Honor champion Bandito, which is hysterical to me. Brody King, who's the hero of the world right now because of his anti-ice T-shirt. Mystico with the musical entrance that nobody else had Mexico knows the song, and
He was trying to get that over. He was like, "You,
he tried to
how the
get a
fuck do we sing
collision.
this?"
Trying to get a collision. It was funny as hell. But and show some love for Ricochet.
Why you bald? Why you ugly?
By the way, I laughed so hard. I heard it on .net audio today. It was Jake. I think it was Jake Burnett said this. I forgot. I listened to a lot of podcasts today. One of the shows. Somebody said it's very funny how this crowd will pick on Ricochet for being bald, but also pick on Ryu Yuta for having a lot of hair. Like, it's so funny to me.
I'll always defend Ricochet. He's one of the bald community with me.
But didn't
If you
they
combine
like
him, you get an
nickname?
average person.
But didn't they nickname Wheeler Yuta Gold Boy?
No, that's Brian Danielson.
No. Danielson's just the goat.
Yes. But okay, now we have the actual entrance here.
And now for my question.
Go for it. Oh yeah, go for the question. Yes.
How many people will go into this match until the match actually ends?
I think it's gonna be more. I think there's gonna be a bunch of surprises and a whole bunch of things. I'm gonna go with 18. A lot of people.
wow.
A lot of people are gonna be in this match. John?
I think less than that. I'm going 13.
Whoa.
I'm not stealing your whole thing. 13 is going to be special. Just I was going to say 12, but that didn't sound right. I think 13. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 20.
I thought you were about to
big number, big
because I heard the
number.
2. I think you're going to say 2, and that was the entire match.
If MJF
That
said-
would be amazing if they actually did that one time. It just ended right away.
Yes, Bandito's ready to come out. 1, 2, 3. Fuck you.
Actually, I like the fact that we don't know numbers, though. I actually like that. I
Yeah.
I love this match, Colin.
For
I love
me,
it.
I'm
And
going to go
then
with
Seth-
a solid 16.
16, good number. That's a good
Okay.
number. That's another good number.
0.5.
I will say 16.5. What is Hornswoggle going to be?
Yeah,
in this
Hornswoggle
match?
was going to show up. That's what a surprise appearance is. Hornswoggle was going to show up.
But I will say something about. I said this before.
Or any short guy.
The Casino Gauntlet match is literally one of my favorite AEW matches. Period.
Zach Gowen. There's the 0.5 for you, Zach Gowen.
Hey, he was on TV this year. It wouldn't be that far-fetched. It wouldn't be that far-fetched. That's the crazy part.
And it was a good segment.
Ricochet walking with the leg.
Your 0.5 is the Rizzler.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Let's get to our first championship match of the evening. It is the AEW TNT Championship. It is Adam Cole taking on Kyle Fletcher. And if there, in my personal opinion, there's no reason to keep this belt to Adam Cole. It's not like he's doing anything. He's not commentary or in 6-man tags. Just put the belt on Kyle Fletcher. I think it'd be great for the title. John, go.
Yeah, I mean, people who've listened to this show, and the previous show for a while, would know I don't really like Adam Cole. I feel so mean saying that because he seems like such a nice guy. As a wrestler, I'm not that interested. And he hasn't done anything with the title. Whether that's his fault or not, I don't know. I suspect he was injured because he's always on commentary rather than wrestling.
Wait, a question. Wait, who do you not like?
Adam Cole.
Baby.
There you go.
I do like the Bebe thing. That's pretty good.
Baby. Did
I
you know?
quote that all the time, which is funny
right?
since I don't really like him.
Fun fact, did you know it used to be Adam Cole Baby?
I actually don't remember. I remember seeing him.
He was
years
trying
ago.
to get it, but it was Jericho's thing where he says, "Come on, baby," and then he turned it into Baby instead of Baby.
Oh, that makes perfect sense. It does,
I
yeah.
don't know. It just randomly came to my mind. There you go. Fun fact of the day.
So, basically, that yeah, I think Kyle Fletcher because he needs a title right now. He's on the up, you know.
It
And
also the Don Callis family because
Big time.
Takeshita lost his title.
And also, Takeshi is leaving for the G1 soon.
Mhm.
So he won't be on TV for like a month.
True.
Christian, yeah.
I'm gonna say Fletcher wins with 5 brainbusters. 5.
5.
That's my actual thing. There's gonna be 5 brainbusters in this match. That's exactly what's gonna happen.
in a row.
No, like throughout the match. Throughout the match. There's gonna be 5, and that's it. Kyle Fletcher's gonna win because and then he's gonna brainbuster him. Through yeah.
All right, Dad. How about you? Are you sticking
America.
with us? Are you sticking with us, or are you going on your own?
I'm gonna go. It's gotta be Kyle Fletcher because Cole hasn't done much of anything besides like Johnson's commentating, and you know he's usually supposed to be in the group Paragon, and that's not
That
happening.
barely exists. That
The fuck
barely
is
exists.
that?
Yeah,
That's
so,
the group. That's him, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong.
So
No, I know that. I was just saying, what the fuck is that? 'Cause
I'll
that's barely
explain
here.
to people that don't know. There's probably people that don't even know because they're that collision.
my thing is gonna be Cole loses the belt, Paragon kicks him out, and he's kind of like a man on his own island.
I actually don't really want.
And next time he comes over, he's gonna start doing this. And then he's gonna.
Let's put Kyle O'Reilly back in the collaboration where he belongs, and everyone will be happy. Let's just
And
do
then
that.
Roderick Strong does whatever the hell he wants.
Roderick Strong didn't do anything anyway. Just like he
Fair
didn't do
enough.
anything.
Yeah, because this podcast I listen to called Tunnel Talk. It's like an AEW show done by these really weird, funny women. They said like as soon as why am I blanking? Kyle O'Reilly was in the conglomeration, they started liking him because they'd never really seen him before. They were newcomers, you know, and they were like, oh, he's actually got personality. So then when he joined back up with Adam Cole, they were like devastated, like, oh no, they've taken his personality away from him again.
God damn.
Yeah,
My God.
I loved him in the
Yeah.
collaboration. I thought he played up Briscoe so well. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
Like, it's so much fun.
And then
And Big Tom.
and then Ishii is like,
That's what I
yeah.
said, Big Tom.
yeah, I know.
It worked really well. It was one of those groups that shouldn't have worked, but it did.
No,
Well, it
and it's
did.
still technically it's still together.
Well, yeah.
Conglomerate on Collision, and nobody really knows.
I think they conglomerate when they want to.
So
that's their catchphrase. We're gonna conglomerate whenever the hell we want to.
Yeah.
Christian, what's the word of the day?
Banana.
Fair enough. Did Briscoe get any?
Conglomerate.
I can't believe Briscoe.
Conglomerate, yep.
I can't believe Briscoe got the word empathy over the fact that the crowd was chanting it. Like that was so the funniest thing I've heard in a long time. And the fact that he made Talkie Talk into something everyone really wanted to see. Like, everyone really wanted to see Talkie Talk. But Wednesdays are Talkie Talk. That's what I learned this week. Wednesdays are Talkie Talks. Anyway.
With a small pickle.
You made a t-shirt. You made a fucking t-shirt with small sticker on it. And Alicia Toot's like, I can't. I have to say no. That's not true. I can't do that. That's so funny to me. Anyway, we keep talking about Briscoe. We have to actually get back to the things. Let's move on. We have here we go. Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay taking on the Young Bucks. If Ospreay and Strickland lose, they cannot challenge for the AEW World Championship for 1 year. If the Bucks lose, they will be stripped of their executive, vice president titles. I don't think it's a fair trade-off, honestly.
No, not at all.
Because Ospreay and Strickland can just go for other titles. It's not that big of a deal. There's like 87 of them in AEW anyway. So, and most of them were held by Mercedes. We'll get to that later. Anyway, this match. We'll go to this match. Christian, why don't you start us off?
I'm gonna say the Young Bucks win. Young Bucks win. The only reason why, because it's only for a year. It's a year, and then Will Ospreay's finally gonna win it next
year at All In at London.
In London
at Wembley.
Yep,
next year.
exactly. And he finally gets the title, and everyone's happy in there, especially me.
By the way, this wasn't we haven't talked about it on the show because this wasn't a thing until after our last show. Apparently, the reason we weren't at Wembley this year is because Coldplay reserved the venue before they had a chance to.
Oh,
that's actually what happened.
Although I did see someone in like one of the comment sections saying, "Well, why didn't they just book the next weekend?" I'm like, "Yeah, what you could have done."
There was a reason they actually wanted that weekend because that's the best weekend for the area or something like that. There's a reason. There's a reason behind it.
Look, we'll always come out for wrestling coming here. It doesn't happen often, from America. So.
Fair enough. Yeah, how about you?
I gotta go with Swerve and Will Ospreay.
They just said Swerve.
I think he combined Swerve and Strickland. That's what happened.
Swerve.
It's that new tag name.
Swerve, yeah.
Swerve.
Swerve.
You gotta swerve when you drive.
Yeah.
What was that?
He was talking lowrider.
I forgot. It's way past. Never mind.
Continue.
I gotta go with them because this Young Bucks founding fathers, this whole
Bullshit.
bag of crap has gone on too long, and let's take away the power and give it back.
I'm still
to
waiting for them.
Tony. And there we go.
All my friends know the low rider. The low rider is a little higher.
Who doesn't know that?
Okay, sorry. We'll get back to that.
Oh, sorry.
John had to take a drink break real quick after that. I mean, yeah, take a drink. But no, I'm waiting for the Young Bucks to come out and start pledging allegiance, and it's just there's gonna be on the Titantron. It's just them on the American.
And other than the picture of Chelsea Green, in that case.
Actually, they're gonna pay a little tribute to their defunct limousine.
That was amazing, by the way. Absolutely incredible.
I made the joke because once I saw it, I was like, once that door closes, it's gonna explode, Vince McMahon style.
So okay.
You were in the room for that joke. Never mind.
But anyway, I'm gonna go Swerve and Ospreay just because I'm so sick of this whole thing. This is supposed to be their mania. This is supposed to be their mania. This show is supposed to be AEW's mania. And this should be where we end fucking storylines. And I'll get to the other one in a little while. But this is where we should end storylines. and this storyline should end here. End here. Be done with this nonsense, and we move on. John, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Bucks lose, which might, I don't know, maybe to some other people outside of this call sounds weird, but to me, and I like their founding fathers thing, right? I like it when they lean into it and go overboard. Cool. But where do you take the characters from here now? What do you do other than they just keep doing the same thing? Like, if you want to evolve them and change them and keep them in the mix and competing for titles, you've got to take this away from them, right? So they lose.
I agree with that. 100%.
I am the only one that says they win.
That's okay. That's all right.
I'd be happy if they win because they're my favorite tag team.
Being an Osprey fan, that actually makes it weirder.
What makes it the reason why I'm saying this is so Osprey gets his bigger moment in the year later.
Yeah,
so it's a whole build up of he can't actually go for it until the year's up.
Yeah,
there's gonna be a countdown. It's just gonna be this big ass countdown for both of them. Days go by.
Well,
weeks
the irony is, if they do All In the same time they did All In the last 2 years next year, then it's actually 13 months from now.
There you go.
It's actually more than a year from now. So it actually works even better. Your logic even works even better using that logic.
And then it's gonna be cool is they'll be like, no, you can't challenge for the title. He points to the Tron and the countdown hits 0 and he finally gets it.
Wait a second. I just had a theory that can go with his theory.
Just a theory.
No, I can go. Actually, I'm going to go with yours.
Austin?
No, let me see what I want to say here because we have a lot of matches to get through. My whole thing is you're going by what he just said. What if Osprey wins the Owen next year?
Oh.
Because then automatically he's a title shot All In, and that's 13 months after this match.
And then everyone like remembers this, but forgets what actual time it is.
The timeline works perfectly.
And then everyone's like, you can't. Why win it? You can't even go for it. He points at the Tron. Time hits 0, and the match.
The timeline works perfectly.
Actually, perfect. Actually, better. The match happens. It's at All In. Everyone's there. Osprey comes out, and the ref is starting to stop him because the match can happen. Points to the Tron, counted at 0, rings the bell.
Yeah.
Great idea.
That's cool.
It's a great idea. I just had that because putting together what you said, it works out nicely. You know,
but it can still happen that way regardless, even if they win.
Yeah, I have a feeling that
don't take my
I think Osprey's still going to win the title at All In next year, no matter what happens. So like,
I just wanted to go with my cool idea. Don't take it away.
No. I'm not
He's trying to take it away from me.
No, I'm giving credit.
All right, let's move on. We have the AEW World Tag Team Championships. It is the Her Syndicate. Abu Lashley, Hilton Benjamin versus Jet Speed, Kevin Knight, and Speedball Mike Bailey versus the Patriarchy, the father and son duo, Christian Cage and Nick Wayne.
I just realized the name is
stupidest things I've ever heard.
I just realized why the name is Jet Speed. Oh my god!
You just figured that out?
Just figured that out?
Wow! Welcome to the show.
I don't think we've ever actually said the name Jet Speed on the podcast.
I don't really care about them either.
In his defense, it's the first time we've ever talked about Jet Speed on the podcast.
Cool.
So
That's you. It's not me. I don't really care about this team. All I care is just give them the belts after they got their shit kicked in.
Okay. I'll start because I actually have a theory.
Oh God, theory. I have a theory. Can we just make that a goddamn sound effect? Please?
I may have to.
It's just a theory.
My original thought, and you said it perfectly, was Jet Speed wins this match.
Mm-hmm.
And then they added the Patriarch. And for some reason, TK has a hard-on for Christian Cage. So
who doesn't?
But what it is though, TK has this crazy hard-on for Christian Cage. So I can see them actually just shocking everybody and having Christian get the pinfall on this, and the Patriarchy win the tag team.
You know what makes
titles.
that better? Nick Wayne hits the finisher, and then Christian tags himself and takes the pin.
Exactly.
And Nick Wayne's like, "The fuck! I did all the work."
Exactly though. That's my point. Like,
but who would he pin though?
Probably Kevin Knight or Speedball. Then this Her Syndicate doesn't get pinned. But I feel like that's the whole reason it's the triple threat. So the Her Syndicate doesn't get pinned. That's the whole reason.
MVP gets pinned. There you go.
But
I got a different take.
Go ahead, Dave. You go next. Go ahead.
My thing in going along with this, I believe the Patriarchy is gonna win, but Jet Speed basically serves them up to them, and the Patriarchy takes advantage of it.
But why would they do that though?
No.
Because
let me fix that sentence. I speak fluent Papa. What he's saying is instead of giving it to, instead of like helping them, the Patriarchy stands on the outside and just let them fight out and then take out Jet Speed to take pretty much the win.
Okay, I can see that then.
Because what he was trying to say is, were you trying to say that where they stand on the outside and just let them do all the work?
Yeah, basically that Jet Speed's going to do all the work. They're going to throw in Shelton Benjamin and then the patriarchy's gonna
Take
cover 'em.
advantage of them,
Right.
Right.
and then
that
take
makes
out
sense.
Jet Speed and then
Right.
pin them.
Right.
That makes
There
sense.
you go.
That makes sense.
You see, I speak fluent Papa. We got this.
So, all right. So, Christian, what do you think?
I'm gonna go with just to give it to them because they got their shit kicked in. They just die. They just don't die. Just give it the Jet Speed at this point.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
They just don't die.
The irony is, yes, we did get their revenge this week, which is actually pretty cool. John, what do you think?
Right. I originally was going to say the Hurt Syndicate retain because for some reason TK seems to be obsessed with them as well, even though I find them quite.
They hurt
boring.
people.
You
They
heard
hurt
people.
people. Great, what a great gimmick! Oh, you hurt people. How interesting.
Damn.
Welcome to AEW. Most things aren't interesting here anymore.
They hurt the
Well,
ratings too.
I don't get it. I don't get it. They're good wrestlers. They're all fantastic wrestlers. Just give them an interesting gimmick. Come on. Which is why I think they've put MJF in there to try and give them something. But now you've talked about the reasons you think it's a three-way tag. That makes sense. That it's a way for them to lose without taking the pin.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm changing my mind. I'm going with the theory of the father and son duo winning it.
Patriarchy.
So funny. He's so stupid funny.
And then Christian K is going to have both the belts, and Nick Wayne got the television title.
Well, actually, I love the fact that Nick Wayne though refuses to let Christian hold his belt. I love the fact that the thing now. I love that.
Because he's seen what happens when you give your belt to Christian.
Exactly. I love the fact
What
he's doing
belt?
that.
Again, after you give it to him, what belt you have left?
Here's the thing.
Eventually, he'll just face you for the title and just take it. Eventually.
I expect Kip Sabian down the road to turn on Nick Wayne and boot him out, and then now he becomes Christian's favorite number one.
Interesting. What about his mom though?
I'm about to say, and the mom. What about the mom?
I think the
If you
mom's,
have a hard up for Christian Cage.
mom's got to go with the boy. I'm sorry.
Oh my lord!
I think do all that, but the mum stays with Christian for
That'd
some,
be amazing.
oh.
Actually, if she actually cost Nick Wayne his title,
Yeah.
that would be the most heel thing ever.
No, grabbing his foot. No, 1, 2. Ref gets pulled out. You look it's the mom.
That'd be
My
amazing.
God, it's the mom.
Yeah, you'll make Nigel.
That face right there was the most wrestling reaction face I've ever seen.
You'll make Nigel.
Wait,
I'm trying to do the
Yeah, the
YouTube thumbnail, you know.
That'll be on the graphics later. On the graphics.
No, that reminds me of the Undertaker, the guy, the camera pans after Undertaker lost.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, let's move on.
Compilation of every single funny face he's this man.
We have 3 main events we have to get to here.
Okay.
We have the AEW Unified Championship, which is the combined AEW Continental and AEW International Championship.
Mhm.
It is Kazuchika Okada versus Kenny Omega. Before we get to this match, I was under the impression this is a unified match.
Right?
under
I
the
know what you're going to
impression-
say because TK just contradicted that, right?
Thank you. You were about to say what I was going to say. He actually said during the presser that if they wanted to, they can carry around all 3 belts. Well, fuck you! Fuck you!
Yeah, because surely the purpose of this is to combine 2 belts that are basically the same.
Exactly, and make it as 1 belt. Come on!
So
Come on!
I know, I'm gonna cut you off real quick.
go ahead.
Stop carrying around fucking belts. Have one belt. That's the fucking point of a unified title. Carry one. You are not Mercedes no name motherfucking bitch. Stop carrying belts.
Fuck off! Fuck off! Just F-U-C-K-O-F-F, fuck off!
But no, I'm done with people carrying around 65 fucking titles.
Was-
Just carry one.
Wasn't that the whole purpose is when they explained that they're gonna basically make it 1 belt?
Yeah.
Now,
Exactly.
And now all of a sudden a magic 3rd belt appears.
It's weird how this is all a thing. Like,
'Cause-
what the fuck?
So okay, I'm gonna add more confusion.
I'm done with this.
I'm gonna add more confusion.
Please don't.
Okay.
You're gonna hurt your own mind. Please don't.
So you
There's
have
this
this
anyways.
3rd belt. Each of them still has their own individual belts. Now,
No. The winner can carry around all 3 belts. That's the whole thing.
okay. So
The winner can carry just the unified title or all 3 if they really wanted to.
okay, so
Bullshit.
this is where it gets more confusing. Is it possible that one wrestler can defend 3 belts in one night?
Oh, for the love of God!
Hey,
please no.
Kingston was doing that for a little while.
Yeah, but no. The problem is you can't. They're not going to be 2 separate titles anymore. You could just carry them around like they are, but the unified title is the title you defend.
So
Is that what I'm understanding?
Yep.
okay.
You only defend the unified title. You can carry around the Continental and International
Until they change their minds.
until they change their mind and finally make them into one.
Then take the other 2
Or
titles
worse, they're gonna have to put
and
them.
just give them
This reminds me of when they did the Unified Championship for the first time over in WWE.
Oh,
And
God.
they had Jericho carrying around both belts for the entire time until Triple H won it. And then they merged to 1 belt.
Yeah.
That's what this reminds me of. That it was a rib on Jericho for the longest time there.
I'm not gonna go as that much, but what that reminds me of is when Roman Reigns had the unified title and then had the blue and the WWE Championship. I'm gonna call.
And then eventually they merged everything.
And they finally did.
Now it's Cody's belt.
But no, Paul Heyman had his own titles with them the entire time.
I think that was just, in all seriousness, I think that was literally just for the visual of like the Usos holding all of their belt. It was literally for the visual.
And then
that's all that was for.
If the 24/7 title was still a thing, give it to Paul Heyman.
But like, I have a feeling that was just for visuals.
Sometimes it can work having all, like, you know, when Kenny was the belt collector, that looked really cool. That looked really cool.
Actually, to add on to that, they were all world titles though, different titles though.
That's the thing. That's what makes
what
the big difference.
If it's a unified title, it should just be 1 fucking belt.
I agree.
Okay, so
Like again, Mercedes Moné. That's different belts from different companies.
We'll get to Mercedes.
Yeah.
But I don't like that. But that kind of works more than having the same belt 3 different times. That's the equivalent of just carrying a tag team belt by yourself.
So whoever wins, just give back the other 2 belts and retire them, and that's the end of it.
I thought that was the point. I thought that was
what I'm saying.
Okay, let's actually talk about the match and who's gonna win this thing.
I'm gonna go with Okada.
Okada? Really? You're gonna go Okada winning this? Okay,
I'm gonna go with Okada because what they're gonna do is this is not gonna happen. But Okada kicks out the Winged Angel. There you go.
Oh my God!
I don't know.
I'm gonna go Omega because of the whole Don Callis angle. That every time somebody aligns with Don Callis, they have to face Omega and Omega wins. That's the only reason I say that.
Oh, you're joining me? You gotta face this motherfucker.
So, Dad, what do you think?
I'm going with Kenny Omega. And that way, when he wins, he can turn around to Okada and go, bitch.
I actually have Omega win and then gift the other 2 belts to like Ibushi. And then Ibushi can go home, and then we can have him with 1 belt. Can we do that?
That would be great.
No, that's his wedding ring. That's his wedding ring. That's his wedding ring. Don't do that.
That's how he proposes in the ring.
Yep.
That's so cute.
John, guys, who do you think?
I think it's Okada because Kenny is the obvious choice, and I get the feeling he won't want that. He won't want to win it. He'll give it to Okada, his friend, you know, his greatest rival.
Ironically, they take best friend selfies in the mirror and shit. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
You're shitting in the mirror?
So well, hopefully not that.
We're already an hour in.
Yeah, so Okada for me. Like, even though Kenny's my favorite wrestler in the world, I think story-wise, Okada is more interesting to me. Winning it.
Fair enough. As long as Okada can be Okada. Like, and not whatever the hell he's doing with the Elite. Let's be Okada, be Okada.
I love everything he's doing. You get people saying, oh, he's not as good. He's not as good. It's like, yeah, because he's wrestling every week now. So he can't do what he did in New Japan. You don't wrestle like every week on TV in Japan.
Can we get Okada to have more of a personality?
Who's Okada? Who's Okada?
Okada.
Who's Okada?
Ohana?
Anyway, okay, we really got 2 matches to go, but I really do want to show up soon. Okay, we have 2 matches. Let's do this. I'll hit this, but I'm gonna wait a second before we see what match it is.
But there's more.
I want to play this.
I thought I knew who you were, but clearly I was wrong. I warned you that I'm not like the others. but week after week you have treated me like some sort of underdog. You speak in catchphrases. You have the authenticity of a spray tan in a rainstorm. You have the emotional depth of a kiddie pool. You are also a pussy-faced fraud.
Coming in hot. Stiff City.
But in this belt, I found myself. But all these belts that you wear are just little masks for you to hide behind, aren't they? So tell me, what the hell are you so afraid of, Mercedes? Eat shit, bitch.
Damn.
Oh man!
I knew you were playing it just for that last line. I knew it.
Ready for the had both clips. I wanted the uncensored version because I hear the word pussy was censored here. So I wanted to make sure you play the uncensored version.
It was censored. That's a shame.
I like the one female fan that's like, preach it, sister.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
Preach it.
That made the whole thing for me. That was amazing. Because it's usually a guy. The fact he was a female made it for me. It was great. But now let's talk about it. The AEW Women's World Championship. It is timeless. Toni Storm defending against the AEW TBS champion.
And whatever the fuck else she is.
Let me do. I had a joke. I had a whole bit I was gonna do. I literally had a bit. Like, he ruined it by doing that.
Let's pretend that he didn't ruin it. Go.
Right.
Go.
The AEW TBS champion, the AAA mega whatever the fuck, the Western State Heritage Championship, the I think I'm actually a good wrestler championship, Mercedes Monet.
You forgot. I want to go back to WWE Championship.
No, that's Matt Cardona's belt. That's Matt Cardona's belt. If you ask KO and Cody. Whole different thing.
Oh.
As you can tell, everyone in this room is kind of anti-Monet. So, normal circumstances, I don't throw it to Mark first. But for fun, go ahead, Dad. You go first.
I think Toni Storm said it all.
And that's the entire thing he's gonna say. That's you're done. Next person.
You know, the time
Liz.
to come. The time for this to come to a culmination is now. Make it a sweet, clean kill and get it over with. And
Take her
let's move
fucking head
on,
off.
because the more camera time that you give Mercedes, as you see, the more she flubs up. She can't keep a date right. She can't get her promo right. She can't do a move without flubbing.
I'm gonna go that far.
There's sometimes she can actually do something without looking like she almost broke a goddamn ankle.
And Tony's right. She's like a spray tan in a rainstorm.
That was amazing. That was a great line.
So
I do have to give Mercedes credit. All the belts hanging on the ropes.
That was a cool thing.
It was a good visual, but she's still a bitch.
So it's timeless Toni Storm.
Like, I don't understand. Like, I get Mercedes, and we joke about it all the time on the show, and I know she's a good wrestler. She's good.
Most of the time.
Don't understand everyone's obsession with Mercedes Monet. I didn't understand it when it was Sasha Banks. I don't get it. I will never understand it. Everyone's obsessed with her. She can do no wrong. And I don't know why. I don't get it. Like, I will never understand it. Like, I didn't understand it in WWE. I don't understand it here. Everyone's obsessed with her. And I don't get it.
I'll throw out this question. If she's such a good wrestler, why did you have in the storyline her bodyguard Camille?
Well, because that's normal. No, that's normal. No, you can't get that. Shawn Michaels and Diesel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't use that one. You can't use that. It's literally, she was doing her version of Shawn Michaels and Diesel. So you can't use that one. Like, you can't. I understand what you're going for, but that doesn't work here. But, like, I don't get it. I know 98% of people that are predicting this match are going to predict fucking Mercedes is going to win. I know it. I've heard it already on other shows.
Please, no.
I've already heard it.
somehow Mercedes gonna break the fucking make the title in the 2 and carry about 8 belts now.
I don't get it. I think Tony has to win this match.
Yeah.
Tony has to win this match. She needs the belt more than Mercedes, in my personal opinion. I think she needs this belt more. She's made the belt for more important than anybody has in years. Legitimate years.
Pretty much made the title more important than any of Mercedes titles right now.
Yeah, but like she's made that belt more important than anybody has since maybe Britt Baker. Like nobody's held that belt. It's this prestige, and it felt as important. It felt so important the 2 times Tony held it. Except for Mariah, because when Mariah held it, at least it was important for the storyline they were doing. But like this, she's made the belt still feels so important. There's no reason to take it off her. I don't understand this. Christian, before I hit the John, Christian, go ahead.
Tony, killer. I don't care. Leave no evidence behind. Dump her in a river.
Dump her in a river.
Fucking throw into Lake of Reincarnation. Maybe she can come back as at least something, at least better than whatever the fuck this is. And that's how you get Sasha Banks back, folks. No. Hell no.
By the way, my phone notepad has so many fucking time codes from the show.
And then I just want Tony to just power driver into fire, just straight fire.
Straight fire, not even a table, just the fire.
Just burn her alive. Become a barbecue bitch. And then I'm not done.
Oh no.
And then I want you to chuck her halfway across the arena somehow, and then put her through the whole Titantron. There you go. Tony Storm wins.
Oh my lord.
I'm surprised you didn't tell her to sacrifice to the volcano in Hawaii.
Jesus Christ.
John, go ahead.
Well, I've been quoted on this show before. I like Mercedes, right? I like her. Would I put her in my top? Would I put her in my top 20 female wrestlers? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't go that far. I like her though. That's why I think her having basically what is the TV title. That's fine. That's nice. Do I want her to be the women's champion? Absolutely not. And I'm not. I love Tony, right? I think Tony's going to win, and I'm not just saying it because she's my favorite. Because my other favorite, Kenny, I just said he's going to lose. So I'm not biased on this. I just think Tony's got to win. You're right, Blake. She's got to win this.
You know what's ironic? Because of how you are right now, you're blocking Mercedes. So it looks like Tony's you in the match.
It's very funny. It's very, very funny. But there's our YouTube graphic right there. There it is.
I would never hurt my Tony. It should be the other way around. Hang on.
There you go.
There we go. As much as I do like Mercedes, I'd fight her. She's got to lose because if she wins, I know they like leaning into the idiots online who they hate Mercedes for the wrong reasons. They're like, oh, she's got all this creative.
What line are you on? What line are you on? Because my online loves her.
No, well, all the AEW groups I'm in, they hate her, right? They hate her, and they're like, oh, she's going to make herself win. She has creative control. The people who are blatantly leaking those rumors are her and TK because they think it's funny and it fits a character.
He actually denied that at the press conference this week. She does not have that. He denied it.
They're the ones leaking it though because it fits her entire character as a narcissist and all this. So they think, oh, it's funny. They think it's funny to do that.
Here's my thing. Why don't we have Megan Bain go against...
Where the fuck did Megan Bain come out of?
Yeah, where did this come from?
Where did this come from?
Hear me out.
Oh, God.
Go against Mercedes Moné for her belt. She wins. And that springboards Megan Bain into a title match with Tony Storm.
Let's just move on because I think that's
where the fuck did she come from?
Or what if Camille returns?
Oh, randomly.
Because we never got any goddamn closure on that storyline.
And then she comes and kicks Mercedes' ass. Oh
yeah.
Do you still work here?
Apparently she does.
Another episode of Do You Fucking Still Work Here?
Let's get to our main event. This better be the main event, by the way. But it's gonna be like 6:30. Is it gonna be like 6:30 by the time we get to this? It is the AEW World Heavyweight Championship Texas Death Match, or as has been elegantly said on TV. Texas death! Texas death! Texas death!
Texas death!
With
And
Jon
this
Moxley.
exactly what's going to happen in the match.
Wait, what?
Texas death! Texas death!
That's the only thing left for Hangman to do is just shoot someone.
Jon Moxley defending against.
Shit, he burnt someone's house down,
I
for
just say
God's
the match, please.
sake.
Say the match for me, man. All these jokes. Jon Moxley defending against Hangman Adam Page. Now go ahead.
For fuck's sakes, he burned someone's house down. Sorry,
I've been
correction.
waiting all show to make that joke.
Childhood house down.
I've been waiting all show to
So
see that.
I'm
Texas
really
death
waiting
thing.
for Hangman just to say, screw it, I'm a real cowboy now.
Holy
Goes up the
fuck.
6-shooter,
Hold on, so I give credit where it's due. At least
shoots every single member of the goddamn Death Riders. There you
At
go.
least they brought up the fact that they had a Texas death match before. That they forgot to bring that up last week. So I'm glad they brought that up this time. But yeah.
Again, I love Hangman's face for the
Poster right behind
poster.
him.
It's just everyone else has their mouth closed, and he's just like, they're just gonna compilation of John's faces for this entire show, please.
So it's gonna be a montage.
He learned from the master, you know.
This is gonna be a montage. This is all said and done. He's gonna get tagged randomly in a montage on Instagram, like just
The only
randomly.
reason that Hangman has his mouth that wide open.
That's what she
He's a
said.
cowboy. He's a cowboy, bitch.
Yippee Kanye, motherfucker!
I support him over fucking Cowboy Carter over here.
He's got he's got to spit his chewing tobacco someplace.
That's not where I thought that was going. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God that wasn't tobacco.
I actually love that as an idea, though. When he was a heel, why didn't he spit chewing tobacco in people's face like mist?
There you go.
No, when that like if one in their eye, that's fucked.
Oh my lord!
Yeah, that'd be cool. Because
Let's talk about this match.
The next
originally, when he used to go around drinking people's beers, that was good. He could do a similar thing.
take people's chewing tobacco and walks off.
Or he could spit it at people in the crowd. I don't know.
Spit beer people there.
You know, I just realized this is the first time really the three of us are sitting next to each other like this at a podcast. This is gonna be so much fun doing the show this way. It's gonna be so much more fun. It's gonna be so much more fun doing this because there's no delays, so it's so much more fun doing this.
So we have a cowboy versus a literal psychopath with a briefcase.
Yes. Okay. So, I'll start us off here because I'm just to be completely honest here. Hangman's got to win, and I know that all these theories. Well, what if he doesn't win and then Darby returns and all this kind of bullshit? I heard that a bunch of times on last week on the Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7 last week callers. No, I don't think no. Hangman's got to win. It's got to be like Cody beating Roman at WrestleMania 40. You gotta do this right. Hangman has to win this match. Have everybody come out, have all the interference, have all the fucking people. You can have Darby come out and help him, bro. I give a fuck.
And then he finally wins and takes a fucking sledgehammer to that briefcase.
Yes, and we finally get that fucking case open. We finally
Ironically,
get that belt.
you open the briefcase, nothing's in there. That's
what I was thinking. There's nothing in it.
Gone. It's just gone.
No, it's a cardboard belt.
Yes, like the one I had in the pictures.
Oh, we don't have it hanging up here. We have it in
Wait,
the back.
Wait,
I have
are
hung
you
up.
talking about the AW one?
No, your belt. It's in here somewhere. Your
No,
belt's
but I
on-
have something though.
I don't know what he's doing, but I don't know what he's getting, but
Neither do I.
he's getting something from the set. But yeah, I think Hangman has to actually win this thing.
Hey, there you go.
There's the belt. There it is. But you're holding this whole time.
It's been hiding in our studio. Been hiding in our studio for the last 6 months.
Come get it, John.
It was never in the briefcase. It was there you go. You missed another one.
Come get it, John.
It was never in the briefcase this entire time. There you go.
I'm doing it right there.
It was never in the briefcase. It was here all along. It was me all along, Mox.
Okay, all right. So I said Hangman. Let's go around now. Christian.
Hangman. Just fucking. I want the visual of him breaking open the briefcase will be amazing and a clip everywhere.
True. Mark.
I gotta go with Hangman, and I'm hoping to God that there's some type of weapon, whether it's a chain, whether it's a sledgehammer, whether it's some shackles, come into play that basically he gets Jon Moxley 1-on-1 and he beats the ever loving dog shit out of him.
Here, it just put this again.
There you go.
That's how you take out the Death Rider.
Ay.
That's how you do it.
All right, John.
Well, everything you guys have said, right? That's what I want.
Oh,
I
no.
think Mox is going to retain.
Fuck!
Oh no!
I think maybe I'm just, hoping too much, too hard. But I just feel like the story still hasn't gone anywhere. Like they need to do so. If you lost it now, it's like, well, what was the point in all that?
I just want the Avengers Endgame ending. That's all I want.
That would be. See, I would like it. I think it would be great. And again, you could have Darby come and everything. It would be fun. I would prefer it. I don't know if they're going to do it. We'll see.
Wait a minute. What if? This is a big what if.
I was literally gonna pull it up on my phone, but you have it actually connected.
Yeah.
What if there is a certain individual that comes back?
Who? Just say who it is because we're running really long here.
Eddie Kingston.
Oh, Eddie Kingston helping
Oh,
would be amazing.
Yeah.
That would be cool. That would be pretty cool. Actually.
Kingston and Darby.
Yeah, I have no problem with Darby coming back.
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff, but I just need them to help Hangman win.
Wait, what if Darby comes back and joins the Death Riders?
Get out! Leave! Get out! Get out of here!
That would be hilarious because everyone would be cheering. Oh, it's Darby!
Hey, no, it's Darby. It's Darby. He stands behind Hangman, looking like he's gonna hit him, but it's just a whole Seth Rollins trick. Hits him in the back with this fucking skateboard.
Yeah.
I can't with you.
Wait a minute. What if
It was
Darby?
all along.
What if Darby becomes the head of the Death Riders and said, "I conquered Kilimanjaro. I kicked your ass. Now I'm conquering the Death
Oh,
Rider."
Jesus Christ.
Because Mox would actually, in character, he would look up to Darby for achieving that. Like that's actually something he would respect.
I mean, you could also just say he hasn't died yet.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Darby doesn't die.
Oh, that should be
Darby
on a T-shirt.
died.
Darby doesn't die. Yeah.
Like Cobra Kai.
Yeah, there you go.
And now here we go. Here we go. I saw him change this right now.
So, all right. On that note, with the idea, we're almost reaching 90 minutes on this show. We really should wrap up. This has been a crazy show. We're actually gonna end the show with the Portals from Avengers Endgame, just because I love this song and I figured why the hell not. I was gonna play. I just said I wanted to play it, so we might as well end with it. So let's do this. Let's have John do his plugs first.
Sure, yeah. If you want to check out my podcasts, there's one, Bat Minute, where we talk about the Batman movies. I've got another one, Miami Minutes, where we talk about Miami Connection. Oh, I've gone out of whatever sequence you had planned.
Minutes actually. I forgot about that one.
Okay, no worries. I've got that one, Hedwig Inch per Angry Inch, where we talk about Hedwig and the Angry Inch. And whatever. Look up the band, Pete Bentham and the Dinner Ladies. There you go. Google the event we were at. It's called Snail Mania because they're called Salt the Snail. And you might find pictures I haven't got yet. I've only got a few at the minute. But I'm notoriously bad at searching the internet. I have been since the 90s, you know.
It's actually it's weird. You guys find yourself, which is weird.
It's very weird.
Okay. Christian, go.
Follow me on YouTube at The Villain Zane 627, The Villain Zane Riley. I will probably be streaming later until the next show starts.
Yes, by the time this show drops.
And I've just yesterday we had a floating ladder in WWE 2K25.
Oh my lord!
A floating ladder, and someone was in space. I swear to God.
I love the way in my mind the first thing I could think of was like floating. Okay, floating in water. I thought maybe they'd
in the air.
I was really hoping they'd added that WCW thing where they're outside in the water.
Fun fact, that's actually an arena.
In 2 weeks, wait 2 weeks for the show. 2 weeks.
Someone made that as arena with actual water. So when you throw them out, you could just don't even see them anymore.
Oh my god, I need the game just for that.
Just if you get the game, I forgot the hashtags, but we'll put them up here eventually.
Well, AEW, right. I'm saying something to Tony Khan right now. Tony Khan,
hold on.
I want you to rip off that WCW concept. Get your wrestlers outside. You've got the Jericho Cruise. That's kind of similar. Why aren't they throwing people off the boat into the sea?
Wait, how do they get the pin though?
You have to dive in after the winner loses. The winner wins because the guy loses because he went over the water.
Yeah.
It's like the clusterfuck battle royal. They have these out of random rules all the time.
They can't.
So-
No, there's gonna be one time you have to dive in and just the refs hitting the water. 1, 2.
Hey, Darby would dive in, wouldn't he?
Because
Dark coffin drop.
That's how Darby wins.
Coffin drop into the water.
you can't do that because then you're polluting the shark's water and they throw the bodies back.
All right, Dad. Why don't you tell people where they can find us?
Hey, Generation Evolution 00. We're on most of the streaming.
Hey, don't forget the 00.
Yeah,
There you go.
00.
Do not forget the 00, because if you do, you're gonna get the wrong goddamn show.
We are on all the streaming platforms or most.
It's about all of them.
Yeah.
Yes. The QR card's right there on the screen.
So yeah, there you go. Spotify, iTunes, YouTube.
This is the problem. He doesn't have a run sheet in front of him now, so he doesn't remember everything. He doesn't remember everything. So,
Facebook.
all right. On that note, let's get out of here. Thank you, John, for everything today. This has been a lot of fun.
Thank you, my friend.
We'll see you next month for Forbidden Door. So, that's gonna be a lot of fun.
You have actually made my day better by putting a lot of laughter in this program. So kudos to you, my friend, for doing that.
And that's made my day. Thank you.
So later on today, the show is going to be dropping around the time we're going live tonight. So later on tonight, you will hear our show covering the WWE Saturday Night Main Event and NXT Great American Bash, plus some other stuff I'm saving for that show for us to talk about. And then also on Sunday, join us live as me and Christian sit down with Mandy to talk about Evolution. There you go.
So you're going to drop it like it's hot?
Don't ever say that again. That being said, let's get out of here. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
I'm Blake.
I'm Christian.
I'm Mark.
I almost said I'm gay again. Jesus Christ. That was last week's show.
You tuned into the Generation Evolution. Have a good day, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Love you guys. Peace out.
It's a long ass song. Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
Yeah.
One more.
Thank you so very much. Goodbye. Mwah, and good night.